Welcome to the Playback Podcast, presented by Car, your weekly podcast featuring America's favorite dancers, hosted by America's favorite road warriors. We're your hosts, Jocelyn, Kristyn, and Julie, and we've got Miss Olivia joining us today. We have a ton to get through for our finals recaps. We had so many events happening across the country, so we added Miss Olivia to add in her POV. She was on a couple different ones as social media, and yeah, we have so much to get through, so let's hop right in. We're starting things off. We went to Florida this season for our national finals, kicking things off in Panama City. Fired up. It was like a short but sweet but jam-packed nationals. I was there. It was very fun. We were going from 6 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. every single night. It was bananas. So without further ado, we're going to hop right into Act 390, Something Wicked from the Dance Factory. I spoke to Debbie Daniel Wells after Star Showcase, and I was like, why have I never seen your studio before? They were absolutely insane. Tap. You know I'm not a tapper. Mm-hmm. There's like absolutely no way. They're crazy. So this dance was bananas. Clowns. Oh. It was like a clown vibe. They had top hats on. They had the clown makeup, everything. The facials, everything about it was so well done. They had this part where they're on their tippy toes, you know, doing wings. Sorry. How? I don't know how you did that. And then full 8 counts of choreography on their tiptoes. Word. I was like, get out of here. Kaylee Boutte, who was working merch, she was sitting at the edge of the table for Star Showcase because they made it into Star Showcase. And she was like, that was the best performance I have ever seen. Wow. Like, I wish I could be in that performance. But let me just put the icing on top of the cake. So the top hats, right? They have this moment where they tilt their heads down. The top hats have like a scary mask on top. It was sick, every single one of them. And my favorite was some of our judges that judged Star Showcase didn't get to see that performance during regular comp. So I love seeing their reactions almost more. Yeah. So I'm looking down at our judging panel as they tilt their heads to do that like 5-8 counts of choreography like that. Their faces, they were like, oh. I mean, rightfully so. It was so good. They're insane. I loved it. Thank you, Debbie, for gracing our stage with that performance because I was fired up. Literally. It sounds like it. I love spooky. That is your thing. You are a spooky girly, yeah. It's almost spooky season. So that really just ignited it. It's July. Summer. Okay.
It's never too early.
Michael's already put out their spooky decor. True. So
True.
It's time.
This is true.
Disneyland starts soon with their spooky decor. It's happening. Anyways, great job. Love it. Okay, well, we were not in Panama. We were kind of spread out throughout the rest of the finals. But what were you guys scrolling through the results page and found that you guys were loving?
Okay, I'll go. There was a solo. It was Act 245, Love Me, from RJ's Dance Studio. This was Jules Harris. She was so stunning. She won first overall national champion, so congratulations. I think I saw it in your notes and you were like, their style is so cool. And yes. I totally agree. This solo was absolutely mesmerizing. I literally have like her in my notes. I'm like, the way she moves is like hypnotizing. Mm-hmm. And she just, I don't know. It's something with her movement quality and her breath is absolutely insane to watch. So that one really got me right off the bat. And that was the first one I watched. And I was like, okay, Panama work. Like, I'm excited. Yeah, that one was so good. They were cool and like cool studio. I had never seen them before and I was like vibing with them the whole week. I was like, dang, can we be friends? Like, what's going on? Wonderful. What about you, Liv?
Cool. I was looking through and since I wasn't there, I was like, okay, this is exciting. I get to look at all the dances. And so as I was kind of going through, the first one that I saw that kind of stopped me in my tracks was act number 30. It was Sarah Smith. She danced a fly from Michelle's Academy of Dance. Mm-hmm. She won Petite Miss Dance overall, first overall, 6 to 8 solo, primary winner. It was like one of those moments for me that I was like, okay, I'm going to look for all these cool dances, look for the best technique, look for all this. But it like stopped me because I was like, wow, this little girl looks like she loves to dance. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's why we do this. This is so sweet. And also she had like the straightest legs and pointed feet. So I was like, work, killing it.
Get it, girl. Love it.
Okay, I'm going to talk about from Triple Motion Dance. So obviously we know them as like an amazing tap studio. So that's kind of what I was suspecting. But Act 241, Next to You, this dancer's name is Evelyn Batch or Bach. Such a cool routine. It's very much like a lyrical, but she adds in these kind of isolations, and what I like about it is that she still takes those moments to be pretty, but then she finds those moments to like execute and be a little bit sharper and a little bit more, I don't know, you know what I mean? Like she's still flowy throughout it, but still making those movements that is like really sharp. And like also with her choreography, what I love is she's making that connection with the audience. Like you can see her kind of like making those eye movements and like having that moment with the judges, which I feel like is so important, especially at a national finals when there's literally a million routines. Like this is the elite 15 to 19 solo category. You know, there was probably a million entries. So making that top 5, awesome job. And I think it's just because she had those little accents and those little moments that made her stand out. So awesome job to Evelyn and Triple Motion Dance.
Okay, this one I'm really excited to talk about because I just rewatched it prior to coming and sitting down here in this chair. Hermitage Dance Academy, Andrea Woodward never disappoints. I haven't seen them in a couple years. I haven't seen them since they did that one like doll dance that they redid.
Yes.
Okay, I'm already like out of breath. This is Act 819, Breakfast at Tiffany's. This is what I said to Kendra this morning. I wish I could see this dance for the first time all over again live. Because the first time I had tears in my eyes. It was so good. They won the Antoine Award, rightfully so. It just made sense. I can't even think of what the song is called right now in my brain, but it was an older song. They had these beautiful hats on, sunglasses. They had the whole Breakfast at Tiffany's look. They had the chairs and tables on the stage. Eventually, they take off the hats. They're working with it. There's this beautiful girl with these long legs, and I was like, I wish I could be her. And then they take off the sunglasses in the middle of the dance and they have tear stains down their faces. And the moment with the judges, when they see that, they were just like, how do I continue? How do I proceed? And then that was another moment. They made it into Showcase. Had to watch the judges because I needed to know what their reaction was going to be. And they were literally like, thank goodness they don't have to do commentary for Star Showcase. It's just paper score sheets because, wow. It was so good. Andrea Woodward, so cool. How do you come up with it? How do you come up with those ideas?
I love that. I want to see it. You called me that night and told me
yes.
about it. And so I've been waiting to watch it.
It was the like collective, like that one's the Antoine Award. Like we all looked at each other like, that one's it. That one's it. Great job, Andrea.
I love that. Okay, I have another one. This was Act 585, Praying from Dancers Only. This was so cool. They had all black costumes and then one girl was in white. So it kind of felt like she was like the light and everyone was kind of like almost like darkness. And it was so cool. I think it was so emotional and I just love I love a large group. When there's just so many people on stage, it really fills, all the visuals just work so well when there's so many people. And I really liked their textures and their quality of movement because they would have that song is like it's soft but then it has like those aggressive moments, so they really matched their dynamics well with the song where they would have a moment that was like very pretty and chill and then they would have like a thrashy moment where it would feel like still in control and still in that like pretty like hopeful song feeling, but it was like matching the energy of the music where it was like a little thrashy and a little out of control and then it would like find it again. Like it was really cool. I really liked visuals and the dynamics and everything that they were bringing. So great job.
I had another solo. It was Act 505. It was Here in Heaven, Lily Rose from Candy Apple's Dance Center. She was first runner-up intermediate Miss Junior Dance. Super exciting. I was watching this and I was like kind of taken aback for a moment because you could tell that she really cares about her technique and like was fighting through every position. But also at the same time look so effortless at the same time. I was like, wow, 9 to 11, that's a lot of work. Like you can tell like immediately I was like, this girl's a hard worker. And I was just like, wow, that's exciting for 9 to 11, like intermediate. Like I can't wait to see where she goes with that.
Oh,
I love the babies.
The 9 to 11 age division, I feel like they're nailing it.
They're the ones to watch. Honestly, this season, I was blown away.
9
Like
to 11
across all the finals that I was at, I was like, dang, those 9 to 11s are really like showing up some of our
They're
seniors.
hungry.
They just want it. Like,
Yeah.
They want
Yeah,
it
yeah,
good
yeah.
so bad.
For sure.
You know?
And they're nailing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I want to talk about from DanceWorks, William Cullen. Like Cullen, I'm obsessed. Like, here's the thing. We have seen him for years, right?
Yep.
He did 837 In Case You Don't Live Forever. He's in that 12 to 14 age division now. But his choreography is still so mature. Like, and I feel like he's been doing mature choreography for years. Like, he's always been pushing it. But oh my gosh, like the movement quality in this kid, and he has the technique, but I feel like he takes up every single moment. And this lyrical routine, he's amazing. That whole studio is known for lyrical. And I mean, just gorgeous. I feel like automatically when you see him walk out on stage, he carries himself so differently. Do you know what I mean?
Even
like,
when he walks into the building.
Yes.
You're like, oh, who's that?
Yeah. He just kind of has this like, and it's not loud. It's just kind of like this quiet confidence that he carries. And I love it so much because you can tell he's going to do something amazing when he gets out on that stage, and he does. So just awesome job to William. We've always loved watching you grow up on the car stage and getting that first overall out of finals. Job well done.
Okay, I'm going to completely do a switch up that you guys are not expecting.
Okay.
Act 557, I Have a Voice from Diana Evans. I played a little bit for Jocelyn yesterday.
I'm going to cry.
It was a song and dance. This little boy comes out on stage with his group of dancers. They have like a set prop of like flowers and like these little baskets and like pretty dresses. And he starts singing, and like you guys will see right now, it's so beautiful. He has a voice, and it's so well done. Like the way he sings the whole song, and he's walking across the stage and he's doing like little arm movements, and it's like so sweet. And we're crying. Judges crying because it's so beautiful. And they make it to Showcase, and they have competition in Showcase. There's like 5 other group routines. They won. And the little boy, he wins Future Star.
Oh, what a star.
He's holding his award on stage, and Megan's reading what the studio sent in, like for the description, like he's a hard worker. He is always striving to be better for himself, and he's holding the award, and he's like looking up, like trying not to let the tears fall. And then they win Grand Champion, and he's also holding his Future Star award with that big trophy. And I just can't wait to see where he goes. He killed it. Diana Evans is killing it with those dancers, because not only their dancing is impeccable, and you can tell they're working really, really hard in the studio and trying on their technique and all of that, but vocally, wow.
Yeah,
I want to see him again. Like our judges literally crying at the table. And I was
would
like,
be too. I just cried at the video. Like,
I've been making everyone watch it, or at least listen to it.
yeah.
we need like a judge's reaction cam next year for
Right.
Star Showcase. Like,
Wait, that would
since
be
they don't have to talk, like
good.
we just need their faces.
Like a little reaction
Like a-
moment
yeah,
for those
uh-huh.
performances that we know. Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Work. Okay, I have one more from Panama. This is Act 706, Get Here from DanceWorks. This was a group that William was in. So it was already, like right when I saw the cover photo, I was like, I know this is going to be amazing. They had all like little, like, not little, they were pretty big. They had like trunks, like suitcases.
Yes.
And it was just so stunning. This won the choreography award for elite small groups. So you already know like the way they use their prop, the way they use the stage, everything was just so well thought out and so beautiful. So it was so gorgeous to watch. I feel like you just kind of like watch a story and you don't realize, like, I feel like when I look at stuff like that, I'm not thinking like, oh, are their feet pointed? Like, what's the technique? Like, you know, you kind of just get lost in the choreography and the story, and you're like, that is so pretty. And they do have gorgeous technique. So that always helps. But I feel like even if the technique wasn't there, the story and the choreography would like carry them so well. But they are gorgeous technical dancers as well. But yeah, I loved that one. It was so good.
I also have one more from Panama. It was Act 889, Welcome to the Jungle, from Dancers Only. I like immediately when I started watching this, I was like, this is so visually exciting. There was a set, all the costumes, the colors, and then like all the formation changes, like going back and forth. It just felt like it felt like a show. I felt like I was watching like a full performance, full show. And their acro, I was like, wow. Like, there's so many different moments, solo moments, the legs, the feet, everything, turns. And I just, like, love when a choreographer plays with, like, all of the different kinds of talent from, like, different, like, I don't know.
Yeah, they got a leg, they got a turn.
They got everything. Everything was used in this piece, and they used the set really well, which was super cool. Because I feel like when there's a set there, like, use it, make it useful, and I feel like they did such a good job of that. But yeah, just like probably one of the most exciting things that I saw, and I was like, I want to be in that dance. It looked really fun.
Like, can I be a part of that next season, please?
Literally.
Okay, I have one more from Panama. This is from Dancers Only. This is the first overall elite solo 6 to 8. This dancer's name is Collins Madranga. Act 5, 43, Marina Gasolina. You guys know this song. Like, already, I was like, excuse me, a 6 to 8-year-old, like, let's go. This little firecracker comes out. She's like the cutest little redhead in a green costume, feathers everywhere. And she immediately just comes out like a blazing. She is hitting everything. Her facials, her lines. Like, she is one of those kids that's putting in 120%. Like, you know when you can tell when they're like still little and they're using so much inside them? It's my favorite because she's like, you can tell the adrenaline hit her and you can tell she's just like, I'm here. She's attacking it. And she's still young, you know what I mean? So
6 to 8.
Yeah. But she's doing her front walkovers. She's doing her kicks. She's doing all her stuff. And yeah, it was definitely just that stage presence. Absolutely. That got me. So awesome job to little Collins. I'm a little fan.
So
and yeah, 6 to 8. So I'm excited to see how good she gets and, you know, if that attack stays, because it's so fun seeing that in a younger dancer. But when they can carry that up to like that senior division and still hold that attack, love it. So excited to see you continue.
Okay, so we're going to move on to Daytona. How about that?
Wow.
Daytona Beach. So beautiful, that venue. You can, like, from the merch booth and even from the stage, you can just see the ocean.
Oh.
It's crazy. Every, like, at least 15 times a day, I was like, look at the ocean. Look at the ocean, you guys.
It's still there.
Sparkling. It's sparkling. It's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to start things off with a wonderful performance. Act 365 Millennial Tour from Ascendance. We posted it on social media. It was so good. Our whole team was fired up after we watched it, and I wrote in my notes earlier, 1,000% Julie would approve.
They came
of
to
this
Ultra.
performance.
They came to our Ultra Florida and they
so
slayed.
Good.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope Julie's seen this because if she
Uh-huh.
hasn't, she has to. It was so good. Like, they hit every millennial hip hop song you could think of. They hit it. They started off with that Chris Brown, like, you can't even get in.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, come on. It was so good. And Ansel was videoing in the front, and I could tell that he was hype about it too. And then I see it on social media like maybe 30 minutes later, and I was like, okay, he felt the same way as all of us. Like, it was just so good. They're killing it over there. Every dancer hit the pocket just right. I was like, I wrote in my notes, the ripples in the V formation that they have were insane. It was like in a transition between two songs too. I was like, how did you do that? Like, how did you meticulously choreograph that part? I want to know. I want to be inside your brain because that was so cool. And yeah, obviously they won first overall national champion with that one. Killed it. I loved it. I want to see it again.
Okay, jumping off of that one, my first pick from Daytona was Act 348 Kendrick from ABC Dance Company. Very similar, like same vibe, a great mix of songs, and I feel like every single song brought a new energy, and it was still the same artist, so I feel like sometimes that's hard because a lot of artist songs like sound similar, but I feel like every section had a new energy, had a new vibe to it. Even the choreo, you could tell it shifted through every single section of the song, and it was just so good. I love when dancers are able to build the energy, especially in hip hop. You want to start super strong, but sometimes it's hard to keep that going or even build on it, and I think they did a great job of that. Every section I got more hype, and I was like, let's go. And it's just so cool to see at this point of the season because everything is so clean, everything is so crisp, the musicality is so clear, all the visuals are hitting, like, it's just so satisfying to watch, and it was such a good routine. Loved it.
I chose a soloist. It was Act 5:44, Camille Fahey from Dance 360 Orlando. She danced to At Last, which I was just like, this is one of those songs that like, it's just so beautiful. She was so endearing, but also so mature with her movement. I was just, and then the costume, I was like, this is just so classic. It felt like a solo that like, when I was her age, I would have loved to do, or I would have seen it and been so inspired. And so I just felt like this one was one that really stood out to me. And just, again, like the turns and the legs, I was like, wow, good job.
She was beautiful.
She won intermediate Miss Dance overall. So I was like, wow, work, girl.
Get it.
Love it. Okay, I'm going to talk about Miss Lola Roberts House. She's from Denier Elite Arts.
I was saying Denner Elite Arts all weekend, but I know I was saying it wrong.
Okay, well, whoever you are, Lola, big fan. She received 2nd overall in Elite Solo 15 to 19 for Act 269, Older Than I Am. Already, like, sometimes kids walk out on stage, I'm like, oh, they're an artist. Does that make sense? Like, she walked out on stage, and I was like, oh, I can see her already, like, moving to New York and, like, pursuing
She has the short hair, right? With the bangs?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I remember
So
her.
immediately when I saw her, I was like, oh, okay. I feel like she's going to bring something different. And she did. There's something so beautiful. You can tell she has insane training when it comes to like ballet, just based on her turnout, her control, all of that. But like, I loved her performance quality. I feel like what I love about our seniors is when you're not afraid to be still and like take up space on that stage. So even if you're not necessarily doing like an insane trick or something like that, to be still and still captivate that entire audience, I find is what makes you like that professional performer and like elevates you to that elite level. She had so much emotion coming from her, but then at the same time, like you could tell she was resisting on those certain moments. I was just a big fan. Like, I don't know if she's like a senior where this was like her last performance on the car stage, but it was giving me that vibe just because I feel like she left everything out there. I was really impressed by her. She had so much control, but still was very like, I don't want to use the word sloppy, but like threw things when she wanted to, you know what I mean? And it gave such like an authentic and genuine performance element to it that I feel like stands out when you're watching a competition and everyone's doing these perfect turns, perfect leaps, perfect everything. She was still perfect in her own way. It was just like raw. I loved it. So anyway, Lola, great job. Big fan.
Okay, the next one I want to talk about was Act 354 Ellis Island from Apogee Dance Academy. I saw them at regionals. I found out that they're celebrating 10 years of being a studio, which is super cool. I was celebrating 10 years of working for Carr, same with Megan. And so we were just like having that moment the entire week. Like, oh my gosh, 10 years. Like, can you believe it? Every time we would like see each other walk around, like, whoa, super sick. I saw it during regionals. I saw it during regular competition portion of nationals. They made it into showcase. And I knew that they were going to go and rehearse it more. So they went and rehearsed it. And then I saw it during showcase. Something switched when they did it during showcase. They were hungry during showcase. And rightfully so. They ended up winning. Congratulations. You could tell that they put in that extra work like late at night to make sure that it was perfect for Star Showcase. And just the light that went into their faces when they heard that they won was everything. And I saw Alex and Ari in the audience and they were literally sobbing. And I was like, oh, that's when you know that they worked so hard to get to that moment that like the emotions just flood through their faces and they're just so happy. The girls were crying on stage. It was like, you know, when they're like jumping up and down and they're also crying and they're also hugging each other and they like don't know how to feel because they're like happy and sad at the same time, because then they also have their seniors in that routine too.
Yeah.
So then they're like, oh my God, we did it. But also you're leaving me. It was so well done. It was the best time that I've seen that performance. So congratulations on National Grand Champions and 10 years.
Wow.
What a year, honestly.
Yeah. What a good send off. All right. My next pick from Daytona was Act 260, No Makita Pa, from Dance Creations Dance Academy. This was Isabella Novis. She was stunning right away. I clicked on it because the cover photo, the costume, I was like, you're kidding. Like the amount of beads and rhinestones, I was like, that took hours. I don't know if mom rhinestoned it or we bought it custom rhinestoned. Either way, like, great choice. It was stunning. So that caught my eye right away. She was so beautiful. She had such a great storytelling element. Like, her face was just in it the entire time. Doesn't matter if she's doing a trick or any technical element. Sometimes people like drop their face because they're focusing and then pick it back up. Through every element, she was committed to her story. But I also love that it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like the fake, sometimes like lyrical facials where it's like you could tell they're like, oh, they choreographed like an open mouth, like reach at this moment. No, like everything felt so genuine, and that song is just absolutely stunning. I still don't know what it says, but every time it gets me. And so I feel like to not know what they're saying, but to still feel it, you know?
That's
They're
funny.
selling it.
Maybe we should look it up.
No, I like to not know.
Oh.
I like to just feel it and be like, oh,
Yeah.
this is hurting me, but I love it.
Might ruin it if you know.
That's funny. Julie's funny.
My last one from Daytona was Act 361, Power of Love from ABC Dance Company. The picture when I was watching the video, it caught my eye. The costumes are wearing these long, beautiful red dresses. And I think like costuming is so important when it comes to a piece, especially like an elite senior piece. It's like you can play with that and you can use it to your advantage. I think they did such a good job. All of the movement that they were doing like flowed so nicely. I'm sure their pictures are beautiful. The choreographer like did this circle and like there was a soloist in the center, and I couldn't not watch. It was really like a beautiful piece. It felt so powerful. I hadn't heard the song before, but I'm sure it's a good one. I loved it. And then each like moment that the choreographer was using, I think that they just paid attention to detail, and like I don't know where they got that dress, but I want one.
I mean, I was saying this all nationals. I was like, do they need those costumes at the end of this? Like, could I have
It's
one?
so
right?
true. Like the amount of pink blazer suits that I saw, and I was like, just donate them to me.
Please.
I'll take them. Thank you.
Like, you don't even have to worry. Like, it's going to a good home. Like, I promise.
Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to do one more from Daytona Beach. So I wanted to look over like our primary solos just because most of them, it's their first time ever on a finals stage. Which is fun. So I went to our primary solos 5 and under, and what do you know? It's my song that got first overall, Broadway Banana, which is my song, in case you guys didn't know. I never had a solo to it, but I'm claiming it. It's just my favorite. Like, if you walk out on stage and I get to press play to Broadway Banana, you should win first overall in my book. And that's why I'm not a judge. But this dancer's name is Victoria Garcia. She's from Dance Creations Dance Academy. Broadway Banana, first overall. What I love about her is, I mean, obviously she's a baby, so it's not going to be the craziest, difficult choreography. But
she's
like,
cute.
Look at her. She's so
She's
cute.
cute.
She's in her cute little yellow outfit. Obviously she's a banana, but what I love about her is like she has so much attitude, which I feel like normally this is like a really cutesy number, and she's still obviously cute, but there's like a little bit of she's serving for real. And I'm like, okay, Miss Banana, like I'm obsessed with her. And there's like a moment where she like does her little like feather thing, and I'm like, I'm obsessed. So it's probably her first time ever being on our nationals finals stage. I can't wait to watch her for the next 15 years, hopefully. So yeah, just big fan. I love seeing our babies. It's so fun too, because they have no idea what's going on. Like,
someone just pushes them out there.
Yeah, and it's just another weekend to them. Like, they don't realize the difference between a regional and a final, and like what's at stake. You know what I mean? They're just
they
out
just
there
know
living
the
them.
merch booth is bigger.
Yep.
The stage is brighter.
Yep.
And they get a lot of glow toys.
Yep.
And that's fair.
And that's
I would show
why
up.
you should come to finals. Absolutely. So anyway, I was a big fan of this little Victoria girl. Awesome job, Miss Banana. Way to represent.
Okay, I guess I have one more too. Grace Baez from Dance Creations. She won Elite Miss Dance America. Killed it. She had like 3 solos, but her one that was the national grand champion was No Regrets. First of all, I just have to say what a humble and respectful queen she was, because she killed it all weekend. She was so kind to every single dancer that would ever come up to her and say congratulations. She would talk with everyone. Doesn't matter if you were her studio teachers, like anyone that would come up to her and have a conversation. She was so kind. She brought a dress and heels and everything to help with awards. So she helped out with awards. And I was like, wait, she's a natural. Do you want to work for Car? I know you're not old enough yet, but you would fit right in, girl. Like, she was killing it. We posted her solo on social. It got a lot of hits. Everyone loved it. She did such a great job. There's this one point, I watched her video again this morning, and I had to replay this one part over and over because I was like, how'd you do it? She does this turn combination, and she goes into an aerial, and as the aerial's going, she's sliding her arm down to the ground so that she can like land herself like sliding onto the ground. And I watched it like 4 times in a row because I was like, how did you do it? And so if you wanted to teach me, I would be okay with it. Like, because I want to know how you did it. Like, how did you do it? Or can you teach like Julie?
Yeah, maybe teach her.
Maybe not me because my hips hurt from doing aerials and I can't do that anymore. But yeah, how did you do that? I need to know.
Can you still do an aerial? You can? Mm-hmm. Proud of you.
Oh yeah, I saw it one
a couple
time.
years ago in my head. I thought I still could. And did I execute it technically? Yes.
You got over.
I got over.
No hands.
But
were
I
the
was
legs
out the
crunchy?
rest
Were
of the
the
day.
feet-
I was out the rest of the day. I was like, tapping out. I'm done.
Done.
Yeah. So
Done.
I learned my lesson. But
Still got it though.
so do the aerials while you guys still can. Basically, moral of the story: enjoy
Slide it
these
to the
moments.
ground. Hips will be broken later from the aerials. And it's okay because it was worth it at the time.
Because you got to have fun at car finals.
Exactly.
Okay, we have just called one of our amazing directors that was there at our car Panama and our car Daytona Beach finals, Miss Megan Swan. Welcome to the Playback Podcast.
Happy to be here. What's going on?
We are
I feel like a
excited to
cool
be.
girl. I feel like I could hang.
You can hang.
You can.
I can hang. What's
Yeah.
up?
Okay, so you're coming to us from Long Island, long ways away, but we just had to get your input about how awesome your car finals experience was. So tell us just a little bit about where you were, how long you've been with the company, and yeah.
Cool. Okay. Season 10, me and Kristyn got 10 years down with car this year. We got to do back to back. We got very lucky with the beach finals compared to the Anaheim, the Vegas, and the Pigeon. We were in Panama first, which is crazy. It was a nice little 10-minute ride from the beach. And then we were in Daytona, and that you can stare at the beach. Like, we could walk down. A couple times I tried to go get Dippin' Dots, and I couldn't because it was too hot. But it was great. It was so much fun. Back-to-back finals, a blast. The talent was cool. Panama was different because it was an exclusive final. So it was meant for exclusive style studios, so a little bit more intimate, smaller event. And fun, just basically like a ton of fun, a lot of cool performances, a blast.
So you got to direct with Nurka. Tell me a little bit about one of your favorite memories directing a national finals. You've obviously done so many, but is there one that kind of sticks out in your mind of like, wow, that was a really good finals? And it doesn't have to be this season, obviously. All of your years.
Vegas is always crazy because you're in Las Vegas and you are with literally studios from everywhere in the country, where I feel like sometimes in Florida you still get a little bit of the East Coast, South studios with maybe 1 or 2 from far away. Like where were we just now? In Daytona, we had a studio from Seattle. So I was like, wow, they literally flew across the country. Shout out Riot Dance, because they did come and they pulled through. And who else did we have? They were from Puyallup. I know how to say their city name. We had them, and then we had from Colorado, Shelly True, which is super cool. No, but Vegas finals are fun, but I like this beach ones very much because it was a little bit of vacation, a lot of dance, but you got to enjoy family time, your friends, to see the kids like literally running into the water after showcase was very cool. Ansel was following them with his camera like the whole time. There were dinosaurs that were dressed up in inflatables because there was a dance. Literally, it was called Jurassic Park, and they had 4, like, you know, the dinosaurs that we have at nationals that we do blow-ups. They had 4 of them in their dance. Mm-hmm. And after they made it into showcase, which was even cooler because then they got to reperform for everyone again. And then after all the dinosaurs chased all of the national champions into the beach. So that was kind of fun. No, but I think the Florida ones are my new faves. I told Rick I want to go back every year, so I hope I get to. But this year I'm going to definitely be back in Connecticut because that's our first. In 2025, we're going back to Connecticut for the first time in like 4 or 5 years. So I will be in Connecticut and hopefully one Florida next year. No, but there was one dance that I wanted to talk about so bad. Nurka, I know you're going to know exactly what it is. Luke Cromer, song and dance.
Yes.
You hear about him? Mr. Future Star? Like,
I cried.
Oh, you were there for the one for you?
No, but she made me watch the video yesterday and I cried.
Like literally, it was cool because right away, as soon as he did it, Future Star, all those extra special awards are awards that we get to choose with our panel of judges. So like the Antoine Award, Studio Spirit, Future Star, the judges pick the choreographer awards. Studio is based on High Point. But when we saw Luke come out, I was like, oh my God. Future Star, right? Like 100%. And I was like, I hope that one of his dances makes it into showcase. So we have a reason to give it to him. They could see it, X, Y, and Z. We go out, we do the awards, and we're like, all right, Future Star is Luke Cromer. Everyone just claps, not knowing who's going to walk out. Luke walked out, chin held high, like, that's my name. When I tell you the whole audience was like, oh my God, like it makes total sense. So that's probably 100% my favorite moment from finals of all of them because I got to watch him and now I know we're going to get to watch him grow up as a dancer and a performer and a singer. So Luke Cromer, like 100% all day, takes my finals experience away. But yeah, they're all fun. Every finals you get to work is fun.
I love it. Was there any studios that you hadn't seen this season that you were like shocked by or like blown away by?
Yeah, and there's a video. I actually have like a video that you guys might be able to like clip in of the studio. RJs of Chesterfield. Remember them, Nerks? They were like super talented. I don't even know where they were for their regional, maybe St. Louis. Have never had them before. And it's an owner and then she has 2 different locations. So I didn't know the owner at first. I just knew the 2 directors that run each location. And I just happened to run into her in the dressing room. And she's like, I'm the owner, whatever, X, Y, and Z. And I was like, cool, now I know who you are. Such a great studio, like super cool. 2 younger directors. The owner, she's been doing it for 40 something years. I like turned around at one point and we had the teacher row set up at all of our nationals and they were lined in the front row, RJ's. And then there was Holland with Triple Motion and her mom in her studio. I turned around and this studio was like hitting hard following their seniors. And I was like, they are so invested in this dance. And I videotaped it and I like clipped them. And it turned out being their senior dance. So they were like super fired up and like crying. Like I got all of their reaction. And then to see Holland with Triple Motion, like look over, like that was sick. So to see like the studio support and then the studio, I sent it to them right after and they reposted it on their Instagram. They were a really cool studio that I told them they have to go to Ultra. I was like, you guys are Ultra all day. They won Elite, I think Elite's 15 to 19.
Yes, their Case of the X.
Yes. Yeah. Super cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So they were an awesome studio to have that I'm very excited to like kind of grow my relationship with them. And then Daytona was all OGs. We had a lot of good OGs there. Some that I haven't seen in a long time, but that was a fun mix of studios as well. Just, yeah, good people that we're very lucky to have in our brands.
Love it. Okay, what's one thing that you're looking forward to next final season? I know it's a whole year away, but like, is there anything that because sometimes we were saying, sometimes you're like ready to be done with finals and sometimes you're like, oh, I'm going to miss it.
I think to see the studios come back and like be excited all season and knowing like, I feel like we did put on a very good finals, a good event at both of our cities that me and Kristyn had. And the team was so good. Like half of it, not a half of it, 100% goes back to the team because we couldn't have done it without them. But we had such a good time as friends and car family that I think we just all can't wait to like, let's bring it back. Let's run it back.
Yes.
See those same studios, like the studios that were in Daytona were already like, no, we're committed next year. Like Daytona and Panama are probably sold out at this point. So to know that they had such a good time and it's like, all right, well, let's just do the same exact thing next year. I'm excited for that. Like we set ourselves up for such success, maybe. That I just can't wait to bring that environment back to the studios and give them the beach and the finals and the balloons and all the good stuff.
I can't wait to be getting ready for awards and be able to look to my right and see the beach and just be like,
no, that it's literally like it's right. it's right there. It's crazy.
Wow.
So I hope that all of it, the talent gets better every year. So it's kind of like who's gonna show up and take home some national grand champ titles and just have a good time, like celebrate their year. I like every year finals is like, it's finals, it's family, it's fun. So we had a really, really good time in Daytona this year as a team too. So just to bring that back, I'm excited.
Love it. Well, we are lucky to have you as one of our lead directors for our national finals. We love you, Miss Megan Swan. Thanks for joining us.
Love
We'll see
you.
you on
Happy
the road.
summer. Get some sleep.
You
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Okay, well, that was just our Florida wrap up, you guys. So we have still, believe it or not, we have Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Vegas, Anaheim, and our Rainbow Overland Park finals. So 4 more episodes coming to you guys. Get ready to binge, grab the popcorn.
Yeah.
Because we'll be right back with another episode.